you guys. Ginger Cook here. I hope everybody's having a good start to the new year. This is our first show of 2021, and I've got great news. We're not going to be painting any snow. I thought you guys will do an acrylic painting. Someone in our live audience, well, if you have the opportunity and you want to enter our drawing for the painting and stuff, we're going to tell you more about that in a minute. We're going to be announcing the winners of the Snowman contest. Woohoo! Wow, over $1,500 in prizes for that. So stay tuned. John, are we about ready?
I scooted right over. Look at that technology.
Wow. Okay. So we kind of, we used to do this big law of introductions, but
Hey, we got things to do tonight.
Please. I mean, everybody's going, well, yada, yada. The first time you saw it was sort of neat, and then you're going, really?
Every time?
Every time. And I sort of got that feeling. There's a guy I like to watch, and he talks about cruises, but I have to watch 10 minutes of him cruising before I get to hear anything he has to say about cruising.
His little promo intro.
His little promo intro. And we decided we weren't doing that anymore. That's just, it's too much.
Hey, it's a new year.
It's too much.
It's all new. We're going for it.
We're just going to go for it. Now, you'll see all these colored sheets of canvas. This canvas that we've painted, whenever we finish with a painting, whether it's one I'm doing for YouTube or maybe one I'm doing for our Academy of Fine Art and acrylic painting, if I have any leftover paint, John just finds either big, small, large canvases, and he takes and paints the colors. Aren't these neat? So then when we're doing something like today we're going to be, remember that song, The 12 Days of Christmas?
And a partridge in a pear tree?
And there was a partridge in a pear tree was what was one of the gifts. Well, Christmas is over, friends, so we're going to be painting these pears, but no birds. Just the pear tree and the pear, okay? How's that?
I love it.
So that's what we're going to be painting. We're going to freehand it in. I'll show you how to do that. I'm doing it on a 6x8. People often say, gosh, I wish you did that bigger, Ginger. Really, I so wish you did that bigger. Well, here's the deal, you guys. You can learn to paint a lot of stuff small. It won't take that much time.
Or paint.
Okay? And then if you want to paint it bigger, knock yourself out. But we have in our Academy of Fine Art Acrylic Painting over 500 videos, and many of the paintings that we teach are step-by-step. Some of them go up to 10 hours in video length that you can watch us paint. And even if you didn't paint it, you'll learn a lot. One of our, for instance, and every week in the video lesson library, we've been releasing, or at least 4 times a month, we've been releasing new paintings. And for instance, for those of you, I may show this again later on if John wants to back out. I promise you no snow tonight, and that's true. We're going to be painting the pears, okay? But some of you still like snow. And this is the release for our VLL members this week. This neat little red house on a
red house in the winter.
Red house in the winter with the little snowy little footprints going up into the back there. And we think that's kind of a fun one. And it's on a long, skinny canvas. This is 10 by 24, I think.
Okay, it'd be a 12 by 24.
It'd be what?
A 12 by 24 if it's 20. I think it's, put it on, I think it's a 10 by 20.
10 by 20?
Yeah.
Well, that could be too, right? It's 10 by 20.
That looks like 10.
Yeah, here's 10.
And that looks like 10 there. And that looks
You're
like another
right.
10.
So it's 10 by
10 by 20.
10 by 20. I lied. So I was
No,
mistaken.
no.
Okay.
You never lie, my queen.
Yeah. So there you go. That's a fun one. We're going to be doing that. And of course, somebody in our drawing tonight, we will give away and mail out the painting. The painting I do tonight, if you enter the drawing, we'll mail that out. But also, thanks to Salvador Paint Company, they are still allowing us to give away
paint kits.
A whole set of paint, which is what you see over here. Whole set of paint, plus the brushes and all that. And so there'll be that. And then we're going to tell you, we're going to announce the winners and what they won of the Snowman contest. And someone says, well, what was the Snowman contest? Well,
I'm glad you asked.
You had to be a member of our Facebook club, which is free, but you had to be a member of that to enter. And then last December, we just said, you want to have some fun, you can enter as many times as you want. Paint us a snowman, and and post it and write Snowman contest on it, so we know you've entered that and your name and all that stuff. So we had, how many entries did we have, John?
We had 122 participants with 144 paintings.
Oh my gosh. That
And
is
it took
so
the
cool.
entire Stuffy staff and Ginger and I most of the weekend to go through them. But there are some great ones in there.
It was really hard to pick. So,
It really was.
if you didn't get picked, it wasn't because we didn't think you were brilliant. And some of you had us on the floor laughing. We had categories for funniest, most
we
original.
started off with just 4 categories, and then when the Stuffy staff got involved, they wanted more categories, so we expanded it. We have 7 total categories. We've got 10 total winners on this little
plus
project.
3 honorable mentions.
Yeah. That was
And so and the prizes add up to over $1,500 retail values. The prizes that we'll be announcing tonight. And John even made a little video. It was really cute. So he took some time for that. You see all these paintings. If you'll notice that my painting here, it's my little photograph here. The background is kind of a dark blue, purple. And I like the purple because purple and yellow are complements of each other on the color wheel, and so we're gonna go with a purple background.
I'm so glad I straightened those out and get them in categories and keep the colors together.
Yeah, me too. Because you should do that again. They're all messed up. Have you noticed? Gosh, John.
I don't know what happened.
They be all messed up.
Yeah.
What's up with you?
I'm
Right?
telling you, crazy
So
me.
again, you'll see these little labels here. Or what I put over here from the Salvador paint colors I'm using. I don't know that I'm going to use all those colors. I just put them out because I was entertained.
Because they're pretty.
Because they're pretty, man. They're pretty. And I put out the golden paint for the titanium white. And but pretty much everything except the burnt umber is what I put out. We'll see. Because if you'll notice the picture, look at all the different light yellows and greens and reds that are in these pears. Aren't they pretty? And even in the stem. Do you see there's almost a red thing to that? So
You've got a lot of color in it.
a lot of color in that. And
I'd be surprised if you don't touch about every single color over there.
so, and then here's yellow, and then here's purple. Let's see if my color wheel here. Here's yellow and here's purple opposite it. That's the yellow and purple are opposite each other, and that is the that's what we call a complementary color. Is a color that is opposite itself on the color wheel. In case you didn't know that either, and it's okay if you didn't. There's certain things that you learn in art, whether you're doing an oil painting or sketch or whatever, watercolor, acrylics, is that it's just like grammar in school, I over E except after C. Well, just remember that complementary colors are opposite each other. That's just something you should know. And if you don't remember it, just write it down, just have it there, kind of put it in your brain, because it will help with your colors when you're trying to decide what to paint, how to paint something. So here I have my purple canvas. These are Paramount canvases.
6x8 canvas
6x8. And I'm going to just take a little piece of chalk and kind of do some quick gridding here.
Did you see the grid they gave you?
John gave me some grids here. Right, like that. See the little grids. So the first one, it's, 8, half of 8 is 4.
Ooh, higher math. You didn't know it's going to be a math class.
Yeah, well, some people just shut down when you start doing this, but it's really easy, right? So we're just going to do 4 here. Let's see, that's 4. Boy, I'm going to get a ruler. John bought me all these new rulers, and I've been complaining. Let's see if I can find here. There we go. That's better. I don't want the see-through one. I can barely read the letters, the numbers. Well, there are no letters, so that's why I can't read them. But here we go. See?
You're getting a shadow from somewhere.
Okay. So here, yeah, see, I was just slightly off there. Here's 4. All right, and so half of 4 is 2. So we're just going to do that. And 6, right? And so we've got 6 here. So let's do half of 6 is 3. Then 1.5, and 4.5. So those are the marks, okay, that we need, right? And now what you do, and this is so easy, so you guys, if you don't own a triangle, get one.
Now's the time.
Get one, because you just line up one straight side on something else that's straight, okay? You see me using T-squares, but triangles are very handy. We're just going to do a line like that. Come on up here. You have to have a straight edge. These are really nice when you're doing street scenes and buildings, because they fit very nicely places, and if you have to straighten out a window or something. You know, you can make sure that it's a very good quick check to see if something's vertical, straight up and down, if it's level, you know, like that. And now this is easy. Now on this one, we'll just put this edge right here on the side. See, this edge right here is level, okay? And we'll just do that.
Most people would say perpendicular, but level's a good word.
Well, thanks. I liked it. Glad you approve. It's always good to have the engineer over there approve things, right? So, you know, it is, you know. It's just
peachy.
It's good to know, see?
It's peachy.
You just very gently, just kind of very lightly use this. These are, someone's going to say, what kind of pencil is that? These are soft pastels. It's real chalk, and they wipe off pretty easily. See that? And they're by, who did we say these were by? Gioconda, Gioconda, and we got. I use white probably 90% of the time, but you can buy those in our Amazon store. There's a link to that. Buy them anywhere, but you know, probably in the art store. But you know, we have a convenient link for you. Now let's just take this up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, wait. There's only 4 squares going across. So could you do that again up there? I mean, I don't want to, you know, cause a problem. But if you fold it in half and fold it in half, that's quarters.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. So true, John. 5, 6.
Just thought I'd mention
7,
that in passing. I was just walking
7,
through.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, everybody's with that? That's correct, yes?
Yeah, that's a lot better, thanks.
That's a lot better. Gosh, for heaven's sakes, John. All right, so we're going to come down here to square 6 here. And we know that, for instance, and here's 6 and 10. Just right up here like that is the first pair. And it kind of crosses over 15 a little bit and stops. There's the first little pear shape. And then the second one is doing this. And almost comes all the way over there. Cuts off a corner of that last little square there. Comes up to this, right? Yeah. Now then you've got these are twisting here. The branches are sort of twisting this way, right? You've got one kind of going there. And then you've got some of these nifty leaves. Okay, you've got some beautiful leaves coming down. Don't worry about getting all the leaves in the right place. You just basically wanted to have a sense of where the pear was and where the leaves might be. And you've got some little branches coming out. You want to curve these back. And if your leaves are in a slightly different place, well, you know, there's a wind. Probably they got moved. That happens. Have you ever noticed that in the trees?
And also remember, you already have a photograph.
Yep, you already have a photograph. So we're just going to suggest a few leaves in the pears. And we're going to say, we've got this pear in front of this pear, yeah? So there you go. See, and you were thinking that was really tricky, but it really wasn't, was it? Because, I mean, you don't have to have every leaf. Just, if you sort of get a general idea, if you need to throw in another leaf here and there, you can. But you don't want a lot of, like, for instance, this leaf in the photograph is pointing out that way. I might bring it up around like this so that it doesn't take your eye off the canvas. I might change that leaf, you know, where the photographer can't. He's sort of stuck with that, right? And so I just want generally a few leaves and my pears. And I've got this pretty purple, purpley blue background. Now, if you'll notice that the pears are predominantly sort of yellow and red, yeah? You saw that? I don't have my camera where I can see it and look at people, John. You
Really?
Didn't twist it back for me.
What,
the little camera thingy. The little lensy camera thingy.
The little camera lensy
That thingy that you switch back so that I wouldn't talk into the projector. I would talk into the something over there.
We'll take care of you in a moment.
All right, so I want to take some white paint And we're just going to go over these pears like this. And I'm going to paint this one white like so, yeah. Now if I paint them both white, then I'll lose the shape of the pear. Yeah, that makes sense, right?
So what don't you have?
I want you to flip that camera thing down there.
Oh, that one.
And then I'm going to take some of the Naples yellow deep with some white. And I'm going to do this one. It's still going to be yellow, but it's just going to be, has enough white in it to cover this,
Earthquake on the Queen.
this purple.
Can you see
There
it
you
now?
go. Yeah, thank you. There. Okay, so with this, you were thinking this was tricky, right? So, John, I want to just thank our moderators for the awesome job that everybody did last year. Everybody hung in through the pandemic 60.
Is it over?
No, but we
Oh.
did 60 days in a row every night, and everyone was there, and they showed up for that. Everybody.
And we didn't even tell them we were going to do that. We just
did it.
started
You know,
doing it.
we did.
We didn't even ask for permission on that
No,
one.
we just did it, and I got to say that I was very happy that they did, right?
Oh,
Because,
absolutely. We don't function without our moderators.
So I want to thank the moderators. Who's here tonight that we can give big shout outs to, John?
Well, I'd like to shout at Steffi and Judy and Luann for sure. And I believe there's a Liz out there.
Yeah, I
don't see Linda right though.
and
I know she was having computer problems.
well, yeah, and
Her
it's
computer
big
was being
storms,
possessed.
snowstorms, places, and
Yep.
it's so all right. So I've got those two done, and then I think what I want to do is just take one of these greens, and the easiest thing to do, is to just start with the darker green, and we'll take we're going to use permanent green deep and a little soap green, and let's just
Which some people call sap green.
yeah, but they called it soap green. I think it's so cute. So we're going to say there's a leaf there, and
Yeah, we like
this
the
one's
soap
coming
green.
around like this, and we'll just paint. I'm using an angle brush, a ruby satin silver angle brush.
Yeah, it looks like a half inch.
So it is. I'm so good at these number things, And we said we're going to curve this one up. I don't know how I got five things out of 4 squares. That really,
It's new math.
that's new math. This is no wonder I had trouble in school with things like that. But I'm right. I know I am. Nope, you're not. Just going back to the drawing board here. But remember that's this expression, going back to the drawing board.
Yep.
Yep. Yes.
So back
and
to
yes.
the drawing board.
Back to the drawing board. Okay, we got a nice big one here. So a little bit of these two colors.
All right, you 483 people that are out there, we're looking for 300 thumbs up if you want that giveaway link. If you want to be able to enter, we need more thumbs up, people. Come on now. Show a little love to Miss Ginger.
Yeah. Now, people, you guys have been asking about these ruby satin silver brushes. I talk about them so much. The Silver Brush Company does not give me any brushes for talking about them, and they don't.
They don't give us anything.
But you know who does do something nice for us is the Brush Guys. TheBrushGuys.com. I mean, those guys. Well, if you use my name, Ginger Cook, all one word, you can go over to their site, buy any brand of brush that they carry. You'll get 5% off if you use that at the end of the total. And they ship globally, which is very unusual. A lot of times you'll find, people will, someone will say, well, Jerry's Art and Rom or somebody's having a sale. Well, that's all very well if you live in the United States, but if you live somewhere else, that doesn't help you. These guys keep their prices low year-round, and you get that extra discount. And I had someone, I think it was Sylvia, that said she brought a whole bunch of these brushes for much less than she could buy them for in Australia. And
Even
her
with the
shipping was
shipping.
this was like a year or two ago. She said her shipping was around $16. So sometimes, but wherever you get them, I just like to give. Sometimes I like to give people a shout out that do something for you. You know what I mean? Like, it's true, you can buy them at other places if they have them, but it is nice to have somebody do a little shout out. Don't you think, John?
Absolutely.
And let's just make this one a little bit golder here. It's kind of crossing over here like this.
I saw a question go by. Do we have any New Year's resolutions? Yes, not making any New Year's resolutions.
Yeah.
We don't do that. We just keep working. What was the other question? There's another question that wasn't in caps. Oh, John, will it be a marathon this winter? Will the winter be a marathon?
No, I think he wants to know if we're going to do another midnight marathon thing.
Oh yeah, but not during the winter. I haven't worked up the auction schedule yet. I've got to work with the staff on that.
We're yeah, we haven't done that yet. I'm just kind of getting in a few little.
I don't know why we had these plans that we're going to have all this ready to go, and somehow.
Well, the best laid plans of mice and men. That was a quote from John Steinbeck.
I know
right?
Mr. Steinbeck. Yes.
No, that was a.
Oh, did you get finished with the new name for the major place for us to go to? Yes, of yet. Yes. And I'll probably announce that on Sunday's newsletter.
Yeah, we'll
if I get a few more tweaks done.
Yeah, huh?
Yep. So that's going to be exciting. We're getting closer. Holbein paints are on sale at Cheap Joe's, and also I believe they are also at Dick Blick, 40% off right now. Or Holbein, I guess, is at Cheap Joe's, and Golden is 40% off at Dick Blick right now.
Yeah, John and I did a kind of a cost comparison study, and we discovered that if you could buy it on sale, the Holbein's paints, are made in Japan, and they're heavily pigmented, and you actually use less because you can really overmix them fast. Like, for instance, if you're used to taking yellow and blue and making a green, you need a lot less of their blue.
It's potent.
They're potent. They're very potent. So, in some ways, it takes a while to get used to them. But in our color mixing journal, we show you basically how to mix the colors, and you just have to remember when you're changing brands of paint, sometimes some paint will need more of one color than another. Just because of the brand, right?
Yeah, brands do behave differently. Even the same color name, may not be the same color as you actually lay it down. That's why it's good to do that mixing journal. The quintessential mixing journal really brings to light all the different colors you're using and how they behave.
It's true. It's absolutely true. And let me reach down here and grab some of our little... Thank you, Judy, for the new washcloths. Appreciate it.
Yes, thanks, Miss Judy.
Appreciate that very much.
I can now take a bath again. Really appreciate it.
And, okay. All right, so we got that one coming that way. And now I want to fill in a little bit of the background. So, let's take a little bit of this brilliant blue. Put that over here.
Is Holbein better than Golden? No.
I don't know if it's better, but
They're different.
It's different, and here's what happens. Even Golden kind of acknowledges they give about a Holbein as far as their quality, and they do that. The thing of it is things travel far from Japan, and just like anything that has to spend time on a ship, there's something to be said for things. For instance, like I prefer the golden white to theirs. I fit the titanium white, and I prefer the golden. But I'm telling you what, I love the reds and the colors and the yellows, and they have color. They have some marvelous colors. So yeah, I really like Holbeins, and I wish that they had bigger tubes of paint. You get the smaller ones, and you guys know that when you buy bigger tubes of things, you can generally there's a cost saving.
Generally,
not always, but generally. So all right, so we're just sort of
Eva's
tapping
saying,
in the
after
background.
reading my email from Ginger and John, I'm not sure I understand whether I'll be able to see Ginger's tutorial on YouTube or I need to go to the new site. Well, there are two different things. The new site is for our academy, our memberships, and YouTube is YouTube, and that's a freebie. But donations are gladly accepted, and we love you for it.
Yeah, and we gotta thank YouTube in that, it is I think YouTube is this century's bucket of information. Because
yeah.
if you want to know how to repair your car or fix a sewing machine or unlock a
anything.
door or learn how to paint acrylics or you want to do jewelry or figure out a better way to put on makeup or, I mean, what somebody's made a video and I'll tell you, if you search for it a little bit and if you want some scary, alternate histories, you can scare yourself to death with some of the things that people think are going on out there. And but whatever it is that's entertaining in music, okay, if you how to play video games, and they don't really care what the subject is, and they have it, and even, and I think that's kind of nice. You can kind of pick your entertainment, okay. Like most of us grew up with 3 channels on the television, and you watched whatever they told you to watch, right? If you were interested in archaeology and they didn't feel like talking about archaeology, they weren't going to do it, right?
Tonight is not Ginger's birthday.
Why, did someone think it was my birthday?
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm all dressed up?
Yeah, you're all gussied up.
All dressed up? Okay.
All gussied up. We did have a statement from Brenda. Ginger, I've started setting up my quintessential color mixing journal. Just wanted to say it is amazing. Thank you so much for sharing your extensive knowledge with us mere mortals.
Oh, gosh, I'm so glad it's helpful.
I think it's cute.
I'm so glad it's helpful. Guys, when I got married when I was, the cinnamon's down when I was 18, just turned 18. And so one of the wedding presents I got was the Better Homes and Garden cookbook for 2. And then some others, but that was the one I used, the cookbook for 2, and it had these recipes in it. Boy, that spice piece chicken is hard to beat. Even today, I still remember making that spice piece chicken. But when they said you needed a 1/4 cup of this and you need a little bit of that, I'm measuring this out like we're making bombs in the basement. You know what I mean? And just now, who does that, right? You don't even think about it anymore. Come on, you gals that have been cooking forever, you guys that have been cooking forever, John still does, but, you can't help a sock folder, but there's no hope for people like that. But, for the most of us, you need a little salt, throw it in. Needs a little bit of that, throw it in, right?
Measure. You can repeat it if you measure it.
Yeah, okay, so. But anyway, and your wife never did either. Your first wife,
No.
she just threw it in there, too.
No, she never measured a thing.
No, but I'm just saying that color mixing, when you make this journal and you do this and you spend the hours doing it, color mixing is going to become like that. You're never even going to think about it again. It's just going to become just like, it's a learning process, but boy, once you've got it, it's fabulous. It's so easy to do.
Indeed.
So you see I've got a little of the light blue kind of coming through here. That was the brilliant blue here. I thought maybe I'd use some primary cyan, but I could put a little in there just to be fun, but you don't really need it. I just put it out, so maybe I'll use a dab of that too. All right, so see I've got a little bit of light coming through the behind the pears.
Lori would like to know, what is the name of the brush washer Ginger uses? John Little. That is the brush washer she uses.
But the best soap ever is, and I don't say this because she's my kid, right? Because if I didn't think so, I just wouldn't mention it at all. But the Art Sherpa, Cinnamon Cooney, the Art Sherpa, right?
Her soap is good.
She invented the best brush soap ever, and they're making it there. She's manufacturing it herself. It's all handmade soap, and it works better. She has promised us that we will never run out of that because John has found that to be the most successful of all the soaps that he's tried.
I can even save a brush that the Queen has hidden from me weeks later with paint on it.
Yes. You can.
The email that was sent out tells you to go to the new website, which is gingercookstore.com, and if you don't have an account there, you want to get a jump into the future, just create yourself an account there. That's all. If you already have one there, enough is done.
It means an account. You don't have to put a credit card or anything.
No credit card. You're just creating an account on that website.
There's no credit card involved. It's just
Nope.
kind of make a login for yourself. Maybe that's a better way to put it.
Yeah.
Make a login. Make a login.
Make a login. Okay, I think creating an account sounds better, but that's okay. One way or the other.
Really? How
We're
interesting.
slowly getting there.
Yeah, you do, huh?
Yeah. So I think I'm caught up on all that. Oh, I think we had a few donations come in. Let's do a quick check there. Oh, we did indeed. We would like to thank Sandra. Thank you, Miss Sandra. And Mary. Checking
Oh,
for any
thank
comments. Thank you, Mary. And another one from Clarice. Happy New Year. Can't thank you all enough for the happiness you bring. We are happy
thank you.
people. And we'd like to thank Andrew. Happy New Year to both of you. All the best. Health, happiness, and abundance. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Andrew. And if you guys haven't seen Andrew's latest painting on Facebook, we gave him a shout out today on Facebook. It's pretty spectacular.
He did the Venice one.
He did the Venice one, and he'd send it in for a pack, and I'd say, "This is great. Make the buildings older. Make the buildings older." And Ben, he was got
He
through.
had just built Venice. Apparently, it was gorgeous.
He rebuilt Venice, but it's so nice. And I want to say something about Sandra Marshall. Did the
oh man,
she did a
she takes the award.
She took the she did a
The winner.
the woods the winter woods for the morning in the woods or morning snow in New York, upstate New York. She did a version of that was just really just amazing, right? And I didn't give her a shout out because she'd already posted it on Facebook. So once you do that, then I kind of, if you've done it, but which is fine. We love to see what you're painting, but I have to say that it was really sometimes people just I did the tutorial and I liked what I did, but I liked hers so much better. I told you, really, look how she did. I mean, I really liked hers better. I have to say it, Sam. I just did. I liked how you thought it out, and and that's something you can do. It's a great compliment to a teacher when you can take the painting even further than I took it.
Absolutely.
Take a little more time with it. Maybe I did it in a couple hours, maybe you didn't, but take a little time with it. Take it a little bit further. That's kind of nice. You know what I mean? And I got to say that I really love that.
Cynthia would like to know, what is the Holbein pink that Ginger likes for flowers?
Well, that's nobody makes a pink like this, and it's their pink that is so fantastic. Let me show it to you. It is their luminous rose. I just absolutely this is really your Pepto-Bismol beautiful bright pink. It's nobody's got anything this bright, and it's fantastic. And it's because I just do. I like that color. There's some others, but I really like that color, and it's got good really good viscosity too, with coverage. How's that? It's got very nice coverage.
It's a very opaque paint.
Okay, you see how we're starting to put in a little bit of the lights and the darks on this. Start to fold. These leaves are all kind of folding over each other. You see that?
Well, now here's a question that we often hear. Candy would like to know. No, Donna, I guess, wants to know. Candy answered it, kind of.
Yeah.
Is there any hope for sock folders?
Oh yeah, sock folders actually.
Andrew's a sock folder. I mean, he is.
Sock folders are a good thing. It's a good thing. There's so many different styles of paint. There's so many different styles of painting. There really are, and so you get when you're talking about for instance, there's abstracts and impressionism and photorealism and all these things, right? So being a sock folder is not a bad thing, and it has some advantages. Ideally speaking, it would be nice to be a combination of the two, to not lose any of the wonderful attributes that you had from being a sock folder, because that's pretty terrific. And then find ways to when you want to be loose, okay? And so, but the idea to just paint loose, I think loose is often synonymous with being sloppy, and that's just not so.
You know, a lesson that we just put out would help sock folders is our postcard series. There's a series of 4 different postcards that we did, and that would help a sock folder because you're confined to a very small space. They're quick paintings. I think all of them are under 30 minutes or 30 to 40 minutes, and you just buzz through them. You don't think about it. You do what she says. Just follow the queen.
Yeah, you do. You just, you do all that.
And you will find if you keep doing that size paintings, just get some 6x8 canvases and basically put them in half and just do a half a print on, half a paint on each side. You'll be surprised at what you can do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gee, I'm almost talking like I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but it's true. I mean, it's
That's
true.
true.
It's just sometimes and I think you don't want to mistake sock folder for overthinking it and being a perfectionist. That's
No.
not the same thing. For instance, that just it isn't, is it? You just see it. That's a little green,
No,
but I like that.
Well, that's a nice
That
green.
there,
Isn't
it's a
it?
nice
bright
green.
Ooh.
Didn't quite want it there, but I like it here. That's a boy.
We're going to have a green pear.
I mixed the primary yellow with the light green and got that, but isn't that pretty?
That's pretty color.
Let's do the state.
Robin would like to know, what is a sock folder? We have a lot of new people out in the audience there, so let's
right,
explain some of our acronyms that we keep throwing around.
Because people think it's a bad thing. Sock folders are people that literally, when they they have a drawer full of socks, they're all folded neatly and put in their own little cubbies. They come
And
right
this
out
is
of
a
the
bad
washing
thing?
machine and they
Put them together.
They just put them all together and they fold them, and everything about them, their lives are extremely neat and orderly. And that's not a bad thing. That's an actual very nice trait. But conversely, there are other people that just buy white socks and throw them all in a drawer, and you don't have to fold anybody. You just grab 2 and off you go. I mean, that's a solution, But you know what I'm talking about. So the idea then is to this color I'm using here is Naples yellow red. Isn't that pretty? The idea then is to when you're painting, so what happens is then everything gets outlined and gets very stiff, and it's very hard to paint impressionistic ways. You just kind of dab here and a dab there because you just want to do a lot of straight lines and outline. And the other thing that happens to you guys, which is sometimes it's mistaken for being a sock folder, is if you spent your time as a youth drawing and you got very good at drawing, you want to draw your paintings. No. So you want to outline, for instance, and then draw it in rather than just place color. And so you'll see somebody, they'll paint a person and they'll do their eyes and they'll outline the eyes like that with eyeliner and then draw them all in, and everything gets drawn. And that is not where you want to go with that. I knew this would be good paint for this, isn't it? Because these colors are so interesting. So I'm having kind of fun with this. So anyway, that's what sock folders are people. So it makes, for instance, if you're wanting to paint something kind of very impressionistic, and out of focus, and it becomes a real challenge. But on the other hand, you might be very good at buildings, and it just depends on the style that you're painting. But it's just important to know that that's what you are, so that you can, I don't want to say overcome it, but you can work with it.
You can realize, yeah.
You work with it. So you recognize that in yourself and saying, when is it important to have that and when not, okay? So we're going to put a little green shadow down here at the end of this, like that. And this is all paint still kind of wet, you guys, so that's why this is all
Maybe you
blending
need to
so
dry
nicely.
there for a little bit.
I think I need to dry. John wants to tell you all about the winners for our
Well, no, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to share I'm going to share with you a video of the winners and their names and everything. And after that, the Queen will be drawing. And we'll come back and talk about
what they won.
And other good things.
All right. So
You
go
ready to
ahead.
dry? Are you ready to dry?
I'm ready to dry. Yeah.
All right. Sit back and relax. Well, Ginger, I don't know what to tell you. That was some talented people.
Wasn't that great?
I thoroughly enjoyed looking at all those paintings.
I'm telling you what, and you know why I have this quintessential color mixing journal out, John?
I couldn't even begin to guess.
Well, because
I could not even guess.
all of our entries, right, even our honorable mentions, won a color mixing journal. And not the book itself, you have to make it, but it's over 13 hours of videos on how to create your own journal.
They won the tutorials.
They won the tutorial. It's a 13-hour tutorial on how to make this book, and it's a
$99.95
value right now. So everybody won that. All 10 won that. Okay, and this is in our Ginger Cook Store downloadable library. And what's neat about this is you take something like burnt umber and you see what it looks like, and you make these charts, what it looks like over gray, what it looks like over black, what can you do with red, what can you do with naphtha crimson, cad red medium, what can you make with all these colors. There's pages and pages of color designs. For instance, if you like the Salvador paints but you were doing a big painting and you wanted a lot of, say, this green right here, how would you make it? How would you make it with just, we tell you the 12 essential colors that you need. 12, and then plus 2 bonus colors and white, and you can make all these colors. You can make all of them, and we tell you which black to buy, and it's a really fabulous thing. So everybody, and why you would want to mix it and all that stuff, and this so everybody got that. Now the top, what was it?
7.
So the top 7.
The non-honorable
mentions also got the boat painting tutorial that went with this.
The colored wooden boats.
The colorful wooden boats, which is basically, and we show you how to use the journal. That's this painting. This is this tutorial. So you guys also got that. Wow, right? How cool is that, right? You also got that, and so you got, and that's like, was that like another 5 hours of video for these boats, something like that, 4.5, 5. All right, so that's what you guys got. Now, the the best composition, the one with all those snowmen, that person, do you remember who that was, John, real quick? That person got not only the journal videos, tutorials, and the boat, but also that person can pick any other tutorial we have in the store and tell us which one, and they have won that too. So it's
Elizabeth Lugo. You can go to the store and pick out any of the videos we've got on the store, which is some of them are almost $200, so it's pretty impressive. So now, and I was talking to the accounting department. They want to do one more thing.
Oh boy!
Everybody that participated has a $25 credit on a downloadable lesson.
Wow, John, that is so great. So everybody that participated has a $25 credit on a downloadable lesson.
So you can get a lesson for free, or you can apply the $25 to a more expensive one.
Yeah, we have some that are $25 and under, but yeah, so everybody that participated.
Now, all I have for these people is your name. So you're going to have to use the contact us and tell me who you are, and we'll set you up.
Yeah, so there you go. So isn't that neat? Now, if you're wondering how the cover changed, the original.
Yeah, how did the cover change?
This is last week's tutorial on YouTube. Isn't it cute?
That's a great
And
painting.
we went ahead and printed out and put it on here. Before, we had a color wheel and a grayscale, but I think this is cuter, don't you? But we've encouraged, somebody said, well, where do I get Ginger's cover? Well, you can make it, you guys. You may want your own painting on there. And I just did this because I thought it was pretty. And again, that was YouTube's lesson for last week. And speaking of YouTube, I want to mention that if you're liking what we're doing with the Pears, one of the best tutorials on YouTube, we did a lemon one. Don't you think that would be pretty nice?
With the Pears?
With the Pears, you guys could do that. And also, if you like Pears, this is here's a good example of a painting that's done without being a sock folder.
Yeah, now I remember we had an individual that struggled with that one. I don't think that individual could still do it.
Yeah, because that's what we call a very loose painting, as opposed to this, which is not.
I couldn't do that one.
Which is not, you see. So again, but those are 2 YouTube tutorials. We've got a lot of tutorials on YouTube. Over 500 in the Academy, and every week we add more. So
now for the new year, Typically, we're on a schedule of once a week. And what we're going to do is, and how we're going to promote it is, there will be at least 52 new lessons for what's called the Video Lesson Library people. There will be a minimum of 12 wave and water only lessons for the wave and water people. The YouTube people, the basic supporters, they get everything is on YouTube and all the references. And then the Junior Academy members will get some more, when we don't know how we're going to do them, but they're going to have some more of the 1 and 2 cookie lessons for that group.
And we'll
as we
add
go
more
on.
to them.
And we'll keep adding to them. But they're not on a real schedule. But the other ones are. The ultimate goal is everybody will be under one roof, one domain.
You won't have to search for us.
You won't have to search for it, and everything will be listed there, and you can be able to find anything at any time. And we just ask for people's patience as we do it. And as we get going, if you find an error in the website, email us, let us know something's wrong.
Don't announce it on Facebook.
Don't
please.
do it on
Just tell
Facebook.
us.
I don't have time to go to that Facebook. I need to know about it faster than I can get to it in Facebook. So use to contact us.
So then we're going to start. These pears aren't quite ripe, so they have a little bit of a green shadow on them here. And let's take a little bit of that soap green, tiny bit of red with that. Kind of.
So we hope you all
darken that.
enjoyed the...
You guys, don't you think that was fun? All those snowmen. If you want to see what all the paintings were that entered, if you go to our Facebook club and go to albums, and you'll see Judy Guitar spent hours putting all the little entries into the album so you could see them all. And again, we want to congratulate everybody that entered. We're going to be doing more of that. One person, when they discovered that we were giving away all these prizes, said, "I wish I'd entered." Well, don't fret. We'll be doing more of these throughout the year. It's one of the things. Oh, somebody else said something interesting. Our Facebook club, gingercooklive.com. Somebody made the comment they thought that this acrylic club was more for good artists, but more advanced artists. But that's not true. Wherever you are in your art journey, right? Wherever you are in your art journey, you're welcome, and we're interested in seeing your art. Everybody started somewhere, and don't be intimidated by the fact that that some paintings seem very advanced to you. Yes, we do have some fabulous artists that are members, but that's look. It's very nice to be able to have a place where you can show your artwork, and the rules of the club are very simple. We ask people to read them before they join, but one of the essential rules is be nice to people. Please be nice, because we think that's as important as anything else you could be. And when we encourage you to comment on other people's paintings, sometimes if someone writes the word CC, which means constructive criticism, they might ask for some help. Sometimes someone just wants to know where they can get a good deal on paint this week. Judy's been awesome about posting deals that she's found places. But we're an international group, so so a deal that Michael's in Texas isn't going to mean anything to somebody that's buying Campbell's paints in India. But still, we post that stuff, and if we have any international thoughts, we post those too. Though we don't normally have access to that information. But it's a really fun group to belong to, and everyone's very supportive. And for instance, if you want to know how to write a nice comment, read the comments that Steffi Jane writes. She has a way of telling somebody something. They're the nicest comments. When Steffi Jane gives you a compliment, she has made your day. She could write the great book of compliments, and as a guide to how to compliment artwork. And Steffi, it would be a bestseller. Because you have the nicest way of saying things to everybody that just makes the heart sing, doesn't she, John?
Absolutely.
So, and if you want to know a little bit about history and painting and stuff, check out the post that Liz Clark does. She, one thing we do is that we let you know who our moderators are, and because they spend hours on there, they get some recognition here. They're the ones that decide what paint, what the painting gets posted, and they're the ones that are up at 3 in the morning doing all that. So I highly recommend that you try the club. Again, it's free, and you get sort of the insights on stuff. And if you we do fun things every if you become a basic supporter in our on our beginneracrylicartist.com, if you become a basic supporter, which is $4.95 a month, you get access to the challenges, the weekly, the monthly challenges that Jon comes up with, as far as photo challenges. There's no tutorial; he just challenges people. And this time it was.
I gotta get that ready to go.
Yeah, we still have one coming up.
What happened to the year, guys?
I don't know, but you like how the pears are coming out here?
They are looking mighty delicious.
With
that homemade bread I'm smelling, and those pears are looking so good. I'm getting hungry. Is this show almost over?
Almost. And so then we're just going to
How are we doing on the entries? Are you folks entering? Anybody
hope so.
want to win this?
We hope we
Only
got some.
275 of you? Really? That's all?
They're not convinced yet, Jon.
Apparently not.
So anyway, basic supporter and up, we do that, but we have fun. You can get a certificate for participating in the monthly photo challenge. You can just send in your picture to Jon.
Speaking of that, I don't remember seeing anything from last month.
Well, Wanda did one. There are two people.
Some
Wanda
of them
and Barbara
did.
Code. I think Barbara Code did one, and Wanda
wonder if
did
something
one.
got stuck somewhere in the website. Drag.
Because I definitely saw one from
Barbara
Coe. I thought she did one. Maybe I think
there's
so.
a few of them that did it.
Wanda Spratt did probably the best work she's ever done. I think was her
Oh,
cabbage.
that one Wanda did.
We should show it.
Do I have
Did
that?
we ever
hand?
do-
I can't get to it quickly.
Yeah, that was
Maybe
was
we can
really
do that
good.
next week if I remember.
And I mean, she just these are people that that started out just painting for fun and have done some marvelous things. Absolutely marvelous. You can't believe how nice that some of the artwork is that's being created. Let's throw another little leaf in here, and put it on top of this pear right there. Put a little dark shadow underneath it.
Yeah, and puzzles are coming.
Yeah, we got the puzzles thing. We did a project. The puzzle project. For those of you who are new to this channel, Jon did a free puzzle project last year, and you could sign. We'll start that again. Where you can sign up. This is so fun. You sign up for just doing your piece, and you don't know what you're painting.
You have no idea what you're painting.
No idea what you're painting, and then at the end of it, everybody does. There's like 140 pieces, and then at the end, we show you what you've painted, and then we do like a T-shirt. Put your name on it and everything. And
we're going to get back into it. I got to get the website done though. That's got to be top priority because it's driving everybody nuts with all these websites. It's driving me nuts.
Yeah, we're confusing you too much, so we're working on that.
So we're going to try to narrow it down.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was kind of cool, right? Now you guys know if you need to make a lime, like a darker green, right? You know that you can make like an olive green just by adding a little orange to the green, and you'll get a darker green. Did you know that? I hope you know that.
I do now. If I didn't.
So let's do that. We want a little shadow down under here, like that. So that's people always stop too soon. They think they're done and they're not done because they're stopping too soon. You'll notice I use very, very rare that I use a lot of water in my paint, but sometimes you'll see me do this and wipe off the brush and then take the back of the brush and then just smudge out the line, kind of blend it out like that, so you have just a little bit more. Here's a little bit of this.
Phyllis would like to know, did Ginger paint the Baccarat puzzle yet? That was Ginger's painting that you guys did. If you painted the Baccarat, if you were part of the Baccarat puzzle pieces, that was Ginger's original that she did. I just cut that baby up and you guys painted it.
Yeah, do you have that to show?
Your painting?
Yeah.
I think it's still on the wall.
Yeah, we can show you. We'll show you what that is. If you want to see that. Someone says, well, what is that? And what is a puzzle? Because the puzzles are big. right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the puzzle sort of
Now,
where you-
you've got to be careful when you're starting to add red and orange to these pears, because if you're going over wet green, you'll get mud. This means that you'll get an olive green. So there's importance. If you've got to be kind of cognizant
Ooh, big word.
of the reactions of your colors to your other colors.
Oh, I can spell that one.
Yeah, but you know what? We have these machines that spell. Have you ever noticed that? These all
Oh, I
my
love
life I
those.
got such trouble for not being such a good speller. And
Yep.
you know, they didn't understand dyslexia when I was a kid. Nobody understood anything about that. There's some interesting highlights on these leaves. I'm coming around on these pears and having fun. There's another painting we did on YouTube and I couldn't find it for you. It's apples that are a little bit like this. It's apples and it's in this same genre. Acrylics dry darker, so sometimes you have to just keep adding a few little layers. It just, you'd think you were done, but you're really kind of not. And again, there were some little fun little leaves here that are just. They had some little tiny ones here. We'll put a few of these up here, like that. Just a few little ones.
Stephanie got the poster and framed it. Would it be able to share? Yeah, you should definitely share that in the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, please. Yeah, we got that. Yeah, we did the poster of it. Did you bring me the painting?
I did.
All right, John's because I want this to dry for just a second, and then we'll
I'm gonna
finish
zoom
this
out.
up. But it's coming along, isn't it?
It's really looking nice.
So, in the photograph, these leaves here underneath this are pretty light, but I don't think they add anything. These little dragony tooth things here. So, real quick, they're going to find a new home. So, you know what? I think we'll just.
Oh, really?
I don't like them.
I would have just darkened them.
Well, of course you would, but then you're not me, so that's it, right? So,
Hey, when you do yours, do it however how you want.
yeah, you can leave them or not, but I just thought I'd take them out because they were just a little distracting. And then we'll suggest some leaves, and I'm going to show you that. We'll suggest some leaves like that while the paint's still wet. We'll just suggest, there's something here, but we're not talking about it. Yes? Okay, that's where the abstract comes in a little bit. There we go, something like that, and then we'll do a few little light ones.
Oh, that looks better.
Yeah, see, we're just going to suggest that something was there. And there we go. There, yes, and yes. All right, so let me put this aside for just a sec, right? Somebody said, so this was one of our painting tutorials in our Wave and Water Masterclass, and we made it a puzzle first for the group. And you can see that this was fun. So if you were painting a little piece of this, maybe that's all you were painting, and you got a little piece of rock. And then when we put it all together, it was phenomenal how well everybody did. John spent hours putting how many pieces did you have? 175 or something put together?
It was 84 or something.
This is called stepping stones. This is done in a very impressionistic style of painting. You see, everything's all blended in back here and so forth, and phased out, and very impressionistic style little dots.
It was a challenge to paint it, not knowing what you were painting, because of all the colors that Ginger has in a brushstroke. You sit there and you look at it and you go, I have no idea what this is.
But that's good. You learn a lot.
Yeah.
It
was a fun one.
There's an artist I know in the Caribbean, and she only paints.
She paints upside down.
She paints upside down, and because then she's just painting shape and color, and it's clever, because that's what you want to do. So
if she recognizes it too much, she goes, I can't paint it. A very interesting gal.
And she's the only artist allowed to paint the ships, the official paintings of the World Cup sailboat race.
Didn't you have a peaches painting as well?
We had a peaches painting too, but we sell a lot of our artwork, and I believe it got.
Yeah, that one got sold. Isn't that in our kitchen series of lessons?
Yeah, kitchen series. But I thought of these because of the fact that these were trees. Does that make sense? And the pears were actually on the tree as opposed to sitting in a vase or something, or a dish.
Right.
And I wanted to have that.
They're still alive.
Yeah, so I want to lighten this edge right here on this pear because that one's got to be in front. This Naples yellow red is pretty. That's a good color for that because it just kind of does that. And then this, let's see, we got a primary yellow here too, yellow medium.
Oh, we have new folks. John, is there a meaning reason for the red line through Ginger's name, or is it just her mark?
There's some reason.
Yes, and yes to both those questions.
It's my trademark, but it's also the reason. And when Senator and I some years ago, we went to paint in France. We rented a house for a couple of months, and a car, and we drove around, and I took up we took our acrylic paints over there and we painted. And when we were driving around, we noticed that one of the features in France was, instead of saying, leaving Paris or leaving La Bastide or leaving Carcassonne, they just had a red mark and that was it. Put a red slash to the name and that meant you left town, which is interesting in itself. Yes and yes. So
So theoretically, when Ginger puts the red slash through, it brushes down, the painting's done.
yes, yeah, so
Theoretically.
highlights here.
Because it's not always true.
Well, it's close to truth. I mean, there's truth and there's truth, right? I mean, does that make sense to you? Of course it does. Yes and yes, yes.
So this is a reminder to anybody that participated, the 122 of you that participated in the Snowman challenge that we had. You have a $25 credit on the downloadable website, gingercookstore.com right now. You can go there and tell me what you want, or you can email me first. But that is a credit only on that particular store.
Yeah. Okay.
And all you had to do was participate.
They participate, but the winners.
The winners, they got pay dirt.
Yeah, they got
they
paid
say.
dirt. I think we're not going to do a leaf right here. We're going to just do something really dark right there next to this guy, so he stands out, right? Look, that certainly got him outside, didn't it? Okay, here we go. So I think pretty close to done now, John, if you want to...
Tips on staying loose in a painting without getting bogged down with the details.
Well, you could do some tips. One thing might be to when you're doing do the background, just rough it in. Just rough the whole thing in.
Just block everything.
Just kind of block everything. Jen, I tell you that. Maybe give yourself a time limit. That's kind of fun too. Everybody's wanting to know some fun games to play for this, for the new year. But that might be one. I'm liking the way these pears are kind of shining here. There we go. Another little bit of light on this one. And let's see. This is I love these little brushes because you can do little tiny marks with them. Okay. So there we go. All right.
All right, take a look at our entrees.
I just want to show you guys the reference here. So here's our reference, and here's our pears.
I like your pears better than the picture.
And we kind of it was just one of the things, I had this very old art teacher tell me this. I was like 16 or 17, and she was 27. Seemed ancient to me. At that age, anybody they're just decrepit by 30, right? And she said, always ask yourself, what can I take away and not ruin the effect? And I've kept that because that's true. Sometimes, because it's in the photograph, you put it there. We're not historians, we're not documentarians, we're artists. We already have a photograph, so what can you tell us about the pears we haven't thought about? Or how can you share a summer day with us? You see, by just adding a little of that blue in the sky, we have a summer, we've kind of said it was a nice, shiny summer day. If we, turquoise and orange are complements, yes? So what if we had, just throwing out here, for instance, what if there was like right there, a little bit of turquoise. Or maybe right here, just a little bit more of a turquoise right there. You don't have to put it everywhere, but sometimes just the tiniest bit of turquoise can be effective. And why? Because it's like color surprise. It just sort of pops them. Now if you put it down there, kind of brings the eye down there, so I'll push that back out. Don't quite want that color there, but I might make a green there. There we go. But that's the trick when you're all kind of done playing with that, you know. You have that little bit of what we call color surprise. And darken the corners, forces the eye to look toward the center. Some of these fun little things you never knew that you needed to know. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign this, John. Do we have a winner for this one?
We do indeed. I'll call it a pair painting for simplicity. It's going to go all the way, wait a minute, all the way to California.
To California, huh?
And we're halfway there from Texas, so. And
wow.
You too. Winner of the pair painting is Let San Juan.
What is it?
Let, L-E-T-T, San Juan.
Okay. All right. So when I'm signing my painting is these are Posca pens, and they're real acrylic paints from. They're made by Uni. They're made in Japan. They're really marvelous. You can get them on Amazon. This particular one has an even finer point than the others, and I spied this. This is a PC1MR, and it's a Mitsubishi pencil company, Posca company, PC1MR, and I say this because the others are a little bit fatter, but if you need a really fine one, look how fine that line is. That was just a happy accident. We got that, I believe.
And the winner of the Salvador Paint Kit is Catherine Dedman, and that's going to Louisiana.
Wow, congratulations, Catherine. Wow. So that's this. Let me just show you what that is. That's this complete Salvador Paint Kit with the 12 brushes, the 24 paints, a couple tubes of white, and the palette and the sponge. And these are nice paints. You've been watching me use these all last year on YouTube.
And we'll probably do it again all this year.
And we'll be using them this year. Because they're just nice. They're great colors. You don't have to. What's kind of nice is you saw me use all those fancy colors of yellow and stuff in there. And while the Quintessential Journal helps you learn how to make all those colors, it's true. There are 12 colors of paint plus 2 bonus colors. You can make anything. Sometimes it's nice just to have the color, right? It's right there. I need a light color. Oh, that one kind of thing, right? So let's put the red.
So did you touch all the colors?
I did.
Looks like 2 you didn't.
Couple I didn't use the permanent violet.
Oh.
Though I could have.
You should have.
The permanent
there wasn't
violet.
any violet up there in the.
There's a little bit in the branches up there.
Yeah, I was thinking there was some violet up in there.
There is a little bit right up in here. You know, there's a little bit of just almost a. Well, there's like right here. There's a little bit of that
it's
violet
like the vein
color.
or something.
Yeah, like the kind of the shadow on the.
There you go.
Yeah, there was a little bit of that violet, and almost a little bit right here too. Look at that, right there, maybe.
Yep, see?
There's a little bit of that violet. Not a lot. There's a little shadow here where there, you could suggest there was a bit. Yeah.
So you had the other 2 corners you didn't do?
And let's see, I could put a little bit right there, you know. And I think that's good. You know, we didn't, we're fine, but I might just still do my red slash through the vermilion, do my red slash through the name. There you go. So,
for our new, we have some new people or some people that haven't been around in a while. We have now got 4 different memberships. We've got the Beginner Acrylic Artist website.com, beginneracrylicartist.com website, and that has the basic supporter membership as well as the junior member. And the basic supporter has access to the YouTube references, the reference materials, and they have all the quarantine quickies that are over there. So they get anything that's on YouTube, they have access to it in the references that we have from 2020, when we started that. And then the junior member of that website offers the 1 and 2 cookie lessons. And they also have access to all the YouTubes. Anybody that's above the first level gets what's below them too. So they have access to all the YouTube stuff, plus 1 and 2 cookie lessons that come over from the main art academy at gingercooklive.gallery. And that still has the VLL membership and the Wave and Water membership. Video lesson library, which has, I guess we have 500 lessons there, and the Wave and Water, I think they're probably 100 and something now, 200 maybe. So that's it, and we're combining all that into one website. So then you can upgrade once you start off on a lower level, upgrade really easily. So that's the goal.
That's the goal. But, you know, John's always building websites, so there you go. All right, well, this is our painting. Thanks very much for
Hanging
out with us. I want to give a shout out to my daughter Cinnamon, who will be painting tomorrow on Tuesday, assuming that it doesn't snow and that she still has power. So look for her, the Art Sherpa, on Tuesday. If you would like to leave a comment after the show in the comment section, you know, where you write things to the artist, let me know what your painting goals are for this year. And we'll see you next Monday or sooner on Facebook. And congratulations again to all our Snowman participants.
Thanks, everybody, and we will see you next Monday, you say. Bye, everyone.
Bye.